What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Comics Kings. Welcome back to the kingdom. Thank you guys for everything. I know I do a lot of shows, so the fact that I have you guys here with me all the time is all I could ever ask for. So thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. It puts a smile on my face every day. And as you guys know, this is Tag Team Thursday. So the schedule, you guys probably already know. If you don't, everything's in the description below, so you can just take a look there. Peruse to the other channels because they're worth it as well. You guys are worth it. All the content creators here today are worth it. And today we are going to continue our discussion with Pride Month, okay? Because I know that it is a very empowering month for a whole lot of people, right? And even if you are not celebrating, not part of the community, make sure you are always there to support each other, because that's really what it is all about, is being there to support each other. This can also be one of the more difficult months for people. So again, always be there with open arms to help people out no matter what they need. We do have a lot of people in the chat. Holy crap. This is probably the most I've had right off the bat. So salute to all you guys. Big shout out to you guys. I know this is Christ on Infinite Rant, so this month is not going to be so ranting, okay? Not going to be so ranting. I do have an announcement that I do want to get out of the way first. So Bryce and I over on Weekly Wrap-Up, Bryce Hillbilly Comics and I, we are doing a collaboration with the Wonder Woman creative team for some signed books. So Weekly Wrap-Up next Friday, not this Friday, but the next Friday, you can win a signed Wonder Woman comic from Becky Clooney and Michael Conrad, and it will be given away on Weekly Wrap. They're so generous enough to send us these copies to give away, and they will probably be on the show next week too, or this week. We're still working that out. But that's something I do want to get out of the way real quick, and let's bring out the slideshow. So this is Crisis on Infinite Rant. You guys know this is not so random today, but it's really important that we do take a moment to talk about this. I know it's not going to be as in-depth as it was last time because I don't have the 30-minute time slot. So if I miss some people, I apologize. I recognize them. But due to time constraints, I can only pick out 5 or 6 characters that I really wanted to spotlight. Just like my boy Justin said, smash them likes, you guys. Show some love to the channel. If you're not subbed up, make sure you guys do that as well. It is a pretty good channel. I like to say I do a lot of creative interviews, do a lot of good shows on here, so definitely worth checking out if you guys need something to watch. All right, we're talking about DC Comics, you guys, so we are going to talk about Batwoman. This character to me has always been very side-listed. We did get her on the CW show. However, it was a complete, utter disaster. They couldn't keep the main actor, so they're recasting, redoing everything, and it's a complete catastrophe. And she is not exactly in normal comics. What I mean by normal comics is we haven't seen her appear in what DC Infinite Frontier is saying or what they're doing right now, which I hope changes, because I really, really, really hope that Marguerite Bennett and Greg Rucka's legacy on this character continues, because this character is really special. Also, look at that costume. It is the most badass costume in the Bat family. I don't care what anyone says. This costume is 100% badass, and Kate Kane is a fantastic character, you guys. Definitely check out her treatment, written by Marguerite Bennett, and then the art was by Fernando Blanco, who did Catwoman with Joelle Jones and is doing it currently with Ron V. They did Batwoman a long time ago in Rebirth, so definitely check that out. If you guys want to go the extra mile, check out Greg Rucka's run with J.H. Williams, who is also a fantastic artist. Did a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Batman crossover with James Tynion. So that's awesome. That's awesome, and I really do hope that Kate Kane does get more treatment. She did get her time in the Detective Comics that Tynion wrote in Rebirth as well. She also got good treatment in Batman Eternal. But I want another ongoing Batwoman book. Maybe if we ever bring back Gotham Central, she can be there, because that would be cool. And I'm going to get more into that when I talk about Rene Montoya and how those two kind of pair up, because they did have a relationship for quite some time a while ago. But let's move on to the next page. We got, of course, I cannot fail to mention this. I cannot fail to mention Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. Honestly, you guys, this is probably the most renounced couple that Pride has to offer right now throughout comics. It is the most well-known because it is the most, I would say, pretty. I would say this is the prettiest relationship, like looks-wise, I would say. But, looks aren't everything in a relationship, and I really think that the Harley Quinn TV show accomplished that as well. If you guys want a comic book format, there was a Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy comic by Jody Hoser that I did not really enjoy. I didn't really enjoy that book, but I did enjoy the New 52 Harley Quinn run, which is Harley Quinn first venturing out to be herself. So if there's any comic like the Harley Quinn show that we saw in the animated series, I would say it is the one that Amanda Conner and Jimmy Palmiotti did, which was fantastic. Definitely check that out. You do get your moments of Poison Ivy in there. This couple is fantastic. Yeah, exactly. Just like Travis said, I really do agree with this statement 100%. The fact that we're seeing Harley being more herself, and I feel like since she's really branched away from the Joker, she's able to mature a lot, which we're seeing in Tanya's Batman. And we're seeing this a lot in Poison Ivy's character as well. They're kind of bringing each other more to their core and more to like who they are. Todd Christian says, I love Batwoman. My favorite run is Detective Comics run by Rucka, but the New 52 is great as well. She needs a new ongoing. I would love to see a miniseries. You know, we're getting a Supergirl miniseries by Tom King. I would like to see somebody pick up that slack, because right now, I think we do need more Bat family characters that are getting their own spotlight. Like, look at the Robin series and how it's away from Batman. These Bat family characters tend to do a lot better when they are pushed away from Bruce Wayne and the mantle of Batman. So I think with Batwoman, that will be awesome. I think that will be so great. But Harley Quinn was a character that used to annoy me, but the TV show made me appreciate exactly, because she's more diverse. She's more in her own shell. She's more fun, outgoing. She's just a very genuine, open person. She's a free spirit. That's what I like to call this relationship. It is very free-spirited, and you never know what you're going to get, which is something that I really like as well. Keep these comments coming, you guys. I love it. I love it. You guys are on fire today. Boom. And then we have Alan Scott, Green Lantern. I know this is a very touchy subject for a lot of older readers. However, if you were pissed off at this, you were probably reading this as a kid all the way back when he was created in the 1940s. So you're probably old enough to the point where I can say move on and grow up at this point. Because the fact that Alan Scott is now confirmed to be LGBTQ, really, it shouldn't affect anything, because it's still true to his character, true to what he stands for, and a character that has been appearing since the golden age of comics, one of the oldest characters in comics. Honestly, you expect them to change. Look at how far Batman has come since he first appeared. Look at how far Superman has come, Flash, all of these guys. So if you're really pressed about Alan Scott being gay, guess what? Grow up, suck it up, and this is the way comics are, because it is great to see more diversity in comics, especially with such a role model that Alan Scott is, and I'm super excited to see what he has to bring to the Infinite Frontier kind of event, mini-series, whatever the fuck Joshua Williamson is doing with Zermanico, that we are going to find out in a few weeks now, because we're midway through June. I think we're going to start seeing this book come out in July, so look forward to that. Alan Scott is a great character. He's one of the more underrated Green Lantern characters, and I'm glad that he is getting attention. That's something that Infinite Frontier is doing well and kind of giving him the spotlight. Not really these past few months, but he was in that one shot, and he did have his solo story, which is extremely promising to his character and what they will have to say. But like I said, if you are pissed off at this, guess what? I don't care. Grow the fuck up and accept it. Open your mind a little bit. It's comics. Anything can happen. And then we have Jackson Hyde, Aqualad. Guys, this character was used so well in the Kelly Sue DeConnick run. If you have not read that, it was Jackson Hayes was mentoring the little baby Aquaman and Mara's offspring. I forget her name for the life of me. Somebody remind me in the chat. It's Andy. It's Andy. Andy. Wow. Dropping F-bombs. I'm so sorry, Rod. I forgot. Your ears are so sensitive to that. I'm sorry, Rod. My apologies. I will shut my pie hole. Oh my gosh, that was funny. That's why I will shut my pie hole. Did this 12-year-old just swear? I'm sure if you add 8 more years, you will then be at the correct age, Travis. Dang, bro. Dang, you coming at me cold today, even in the group chat, bro. Come on now. But Jackson Hayes, you guys, Aqualad in the Kelly Sue DeConnick run, taking care of Andy, also kind of venturing out on his own. We just got confirmation today that he is getting a mini-series written by Brandon Thomas. I forget the artist, but it is the same creative team that we saw from Future State, where Jackson Hyde did get a lot of attention. Not only is this great for the African American community because Jackson Hyde is African American, but it's also great for the LGBT community to see this character being extended, especially because we know him from the Young Justice show. Yeah, he did have an interesting art, and it is a shame that this book did end prematurely. I was just segueing into that, PJ. Great minds think alike, my brother. And I would have loved to see him get more spotlight. And I'm very sad that there is no Arthur Curry right now in the DC universe. There is Aquaman and Brian Michael Bendis' Justice League book that is really just the Naomi show. So take with that what you will. But we do have to go on to that. And I do have two more characters I want to talk about. John Constantine, however you want to call it. I call him Constantine, so deal with it. He is bisexual, so he is kind of that open spirit character that we all love and adore. Not a lot of people know about his sexuality because it was introduced in 1992 by Brian Azzarello. So go back to volume 14 if you are a Hellblazer fan. If you do want more Constantine in, let's say, normal DC continuity where you don't have to go completely Vertigo, read Justice League Dark by James Tynion and Ron V. It was fantastic. Read it, learn it, live it, love it, and tattoo it all over your sleeve because I loved it just like that. But Constantine is a character where his sexuality is never really pushed, but it is still great to know that, or we are still aware of the fact that he is part of that community. And we do have to recognize that it's not a big factor in his character because a lot of people want John to have those snarky remarks with women. But it is great sometimes to take a step back and really see how much of a character he is and who he can venture out with. He can really pick and choose between everybody. And I think that is a great character fit for Constantine. And if you are going to make these kind of, if you are going to I wouldn't say make changes to a character because it's never really, comics do change. But if you are to bring this new idea to them and their sexuality, if you're going to explore their sexuality and talk about them being LGBT or Q+, it is important that it still remains true to their character, and you do it to characters that have that option, have that personality, and I believe that John Constantine has that, which makes it a perfect fit for him to be in the community. So if you guys did not know about that, read Brian Azzarello's Hellblazer. It was great, and I don't necessarily push Brian Azzarello books out a lot, so the fact I'm talking about this makes you want to go get it. And yes, we are going to Justin No Good Comics after this. I do have one more character to get through, so hang tight, everyone. Just like we were talking about Batwoman earlier, Kate Cam, we are going to talk about Rene Montoya, who has taken up the mantle of the Question. Reason why I would love to see a Gotham Academy or Gotham Central book with these two is because, yeah, even though they're broken up, they can still live together and coexist to the point where they could even mentor. Maybe there can be some rekindling. I don't want to ship anything just yet. I will pump the brakes, but it makes perfect sense for that to happen, especially when Jim Gordon is elsewhere right now, kind of playing bounty hunter to Joker. I have not read the latest Joker issue yet, so I don't know if he's still playing bounty hunter because I know they were teaming up. I don't know if he flipped the script yet. But that is the thing, and I would love to see now more than ever. Let's see where Rene Montoya is in comics. I really did appreciate the fact that DC did put out that Pride issue, but it really just reminded me, wow, where the hell are these characters in the DC universe? Because they have not appeared. They either recently appeared like Alan Scott, or they really haven't gotten that spotlight in a very long time. And I believe Rene Montoya is one of those characters that just doesn't appear anymore. Exactly. Forget about Vic Sage. I know Jeff Lemire and Bill Sienkiewicz and Dennis Cowan did a fantastic job, but guys, this queen right here is really everything you want from a detective, you know? She is smart, she is witty, she is just a badass, so definitely make sure you guys check up on her and look for her. I know she was in the Birds of Prey movie, but I don't want to talk about that or else that's a completely different triggering subject that I will not dive into today. But that is it for Tag Team Thursday, my segment. So make sure you guys do check out John, Rod, Tony, Justin on the replays if you missed them. And if you guys missed this replay, drop a comment down below. I'm so sorry if I missed your favorite character, but I hope you appreciate these guys just as much as I do. All right. That being said, next week, I believe I am going to be talking about some more Marvel characters because I talked about X-Men and then I talked about this. I'm going to go dive into more Marvel characters that are LGBT. and get to know them some more. Let's go hang out with Justin right here. He is our closer, people.